No, I'm not doing that, like shout out for shout out and submit for submit and this kind of stuff. Not a fan of working like this, so deleting it.
In the book and change just the words that you read. You just feel what you want it to be, what you want it to feel, what you want it to be. You just feel what you want it to be.
Hey guys, it's such a beautiful Sunday. I could even ride the skateboard to work. I spent the morning with Vanessa and now I wanted to come here to take care of work for 4 to 6 hours. And since you guys sent me so many good tracks to get feedback from me, I was thinking about doing the next edition of Track Submits. I got 30 new mails since the last edition of Track Submits. I will do at least 3 tracks today, so you have a chance of 10% that I will pick your track. First one is by New Jack City. It's called Apple of My Eye. It's a very chilled, relaxed, tropical house, deep house track. It's a nice track. I didn't get any more information, so I can't tell you how old the person is and for how long he's producing, but it's a solid track. I have a couple of mixing concerns. In the intro part there are a lot of nice ambient sounds. They sound like some water sounds, but although they're nice and they're filling the mix, they are a little bit too loud. And then the main synth that is coming, the melody is nice and also the sound is nice. It has a little bit too much reverb on top of it, and in general this entire mix has too much going on in the middle frequency part. The low end could be a little bit louder, especially the kick. The bass maybe a little bit more quiet. And yeah, overall it's too mid-heavy, so dial down the elements that are in the middle part of the frequency, especially the piano and the main synth. And I think you will get immediately a way cleaner mix. Also, almost all of the effects are a little bit too loud. They are standing out of the mix, and as soon as that happens, they tend to sound a little bit cheap, like somebody intentionally put there an effect sound to make something impact more. If you dial them a bit down, make it a little bit more subtle, a little bit more reverb, it will sound a lot more polished. By the way, while listening to the track, I almost finished all of the chocolate from Israel. It's just so good. Now it's all empty. Let's do the next one. I'm using this random number generator to pick the next person. It's number 5. So let's see who sent me the 5th email. 1, 2, 3. Next one is by an artist called Never Heard. The track title is Drop That Bass. And just by the title I can already tell that this is probably going to be an EDM track. Okay, to be honest, this kind of EDM is not really my favorite music, but I'm still really happy to receive all kinds of music for those track submits. And I will try to be as objective as possible with this track. And if I'm being objective, this is a really great track. The synths are nice, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of movement, there's a lot of contrast in the break. The break is really nice, the sounds are nice, the vocal chops are nice. The mixing is really good, so there's really nothing I can complain about except for that it's not really the style of music that I would listen to at home or in a club. but for those people that love EDM, this big room festival stuff, that's a really good track. Probably the best EDM track so far on Track Submits. I will put a link down below where you can listen to the entire thing. It's really good, so support the artist. It's about time to pick the next one. Lucky number 16. Eric Maas got picked with his track Aleppo. I already featured one of his tracks in one of the past Track Submits. He's lucky he got picked the second time. And he wrote me a nice little text that I will go through. Yeah, happy with her. He mainly needs to figure out how to make the impact of the drop of the chorus more profound and how to get the mixing right. He wants to make the chords stand out more without overwhelming the other elements. And it's still a work in progress. Let's check it out. A really good, solid, progressive house track. I like the dreamy break part. It's a little bit too long for me, especially the beginning of the break, where you just have the synthesizer, so maybe make it 15 seconds shorter. I love then the end of the break, where you have this nice build up, and then it's kind of a little bit disappointing when it drops to the point where everything is going on, and that's also what you described in your email. And there's like this one big mistake that I'm hearing in your track, and I had to listen twice to it to really make sure that this mistake is really happening there. There is not really a bass in the track. There is not really a sub bass or like a lower bass or a mid bass. It's just this big fat kick that is nice. It would make the track a lot better if you had a low bass in it that is playing a 16th note or playing a nice groove. This would also make the impact way more harder, because you have in the break no bass, and after the break the bass back in with the kick, and in your track it's just the kick coming back into the track. So add a really nice bass to it, and I think you're really good to go with the track. The piano sit nice in the mix, nothing to complain about it. Other than that, you have a really nice track going there, and it's nice to see that you progressed from the one before. It's a lot nicer, except for the bass that is missing. So add this, maybe some little small effect sounds here and there, a bit more automation, the break a little bit shorter, and you're good to go. I've chosen the next number, it's 27. This means the person that sent me last its track is getting picked. His name is Justin Seo. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. He's from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'd really love to visit him one day. I'm a big fan of the country and of the two Petronas towers. I would really love to go up there, maybe one day. He has already released his track, and he is looking into ways to create more depth in a song. He's asking for my thoughts concerning composition, arrangement and the mixing as well. I almost forgot to mention he is part of an EDM duo. So there are two making music, and they're called Spots. I'm really impressed. I think you now have to share the #1 spot for best EDM track so far on Track Submits. I also really love the cover, it looks really cool. I have nothing to say to composition, arrangement and the mixing, it's all really good. I mean, you could still slightly improve it, but there's nothing I can tell you to do and then improve it. This will just come with doing more tracks. This is already really good and worth to be released, definitely. You also asked about creating more depth in a song, and I have to say this track doesn't really have a lot of depth. and it really also doesn't need it. It's an EDM track. It needs to be upfront in your face. If you want to create something with depth, you have to make other music. For EDM, it's usually just 2 or 3 elements, a lot of effects, and all of it is just right in your face. Okay, all done with work. Just Command S as a last step for today. A really successful day. I managed to do 4 tracks for the track submits and also finish another track that will be released soon. Now it's really time to head back home. It's 5:40. Vanessa called already twice. This means I'm really late. So maybe bringing her a bit of chocolate will help. Almost forgot my computer. In Germany we call the chocolate that you give a girl Drachenfutter, which is probably not the nicest way to say it, but it's funny. So nice to be able to ride back home during sunlight, but it's extremely bright. I'm missing my sunglasses. Can you hear the bells? It's now 6. I'm super late. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Track Submits. You guys are really sending me tracks that are way too good. I don't really have a lot of stuff to complain about, so next time please send me tracks that are a bit more worse. What's going on there? There seems to be a party right across the street and one of my best friends is DJing.
Da komme ich später nochmal wieder. Weißt du, wann der kommt?
I had to walk down the runway. It was really funny. My friend is still not there. He should be there in 2 or 3 hours. So I will go there, check it out in a bit. Back at home, that's it for... My camera is not really working anymore. Just wanted to say that's it for today. Everything hurts. It's not only just the impact from the paintball balls, it's also all of my muscles from jumping and moving around too much. I really have to go back to running next week again.